Hi Internet, welcome to today's edition of Stop and Think, the Puzzle Channel. I'm your host, John Appleseed, and delighted to have you with me as we solve the New York Times Crossword puzzle for Sunday, May 4th, 2025. May the 4th be with you if you're celebrating. The constructor today is Brandon Koppy, the editor is Will Shorts, and the title of the puzzle is Force Play. I know that as a term from baseball. It might have something to do with the Force. Maybe there will be some Jedis and Siths showing up here in the puzzle. All right, let's figure this out. I'm ready to start solving. One across, things hidden after purchasing a premium account. Maybe ads. Premium account gets you ad-free content usually. 17 across, egg blank young, egg foo young. 22 across, product that can cut a slice of bread so thin you can almost see through it in old ads. Is that a Ginsu knife or something like that? I don't know. 26 across, French name that's an anagram of a mostly German river. Rhine is probably the river, and Henri would be an anagram of that, and that is a French name. 32 across, brand with a line of calm plus restore product. Don't know. 37 across, land. No, and 44 across, book reviews of sorts with a question mark. Don't know what that'll be. One down, the currency unit of Kabul. I think that's the Afghani. Kabul, Afghanistan. Two down, enthusiastic reply to want to? Do I, or I don't know. Three down, poems, also fancily known as quatorzaines. I know quatorze is the French word for sonnet, so that is probably, or sorry, it's French word for 14. So a poem with 14 lines would be a sonnet. My mind jumping ahead there. Enthusiastic reply to want to. No, 23 down, well, okay. Don't know. 4 across, follower of a bit. A bit on that a horse would have in its mouth, might have a rein attached. Is that what it might be? 4 down, barely managing. Don't know. 5 down, coffee holder. Oh, that's probably urn or mug. 6 down, lit blank. A rhyming class nickname. Literary criticism is lit crit. Let's try urn for the coffee holder. Lit crit for 6 down. Follower of a bit. 7 down, antique purchase for an audio file. A vinyl record, I don't know. Follower of a bit. 18 across, big name in deodorant. Is it? I can't quite think of it. 22 across, that's the product. Yeah, Ginsu. Ginsu knife, but maybe there's, do we have to put, use a rebus or something? Henri, 32 across, that's the brand with the line of calm and restore products. To land something could be to net it, like a fish or a big job. Book reviews. What's 7 down? That's the hi-fi, a hi-fi set, high fidelity stereo system. It's a bit much. I guess that's a phrase, so maybe much comes after that. Arid. Yeah, that looks right. Barely managing, making. I guess making it. So if we put S and U in this square, well, okay could be sure. And I'm going to pause the puzzle to see if I can get the rebus controls to work. One moment. And we are back. I continue to have trouble using the rebus control. When I click the rebus button, it moves the puzzle on my screen. I don't know how to make it stop doing that. So I think I will, as I understand, the mechanics will let us put in the first letter of the rebus rather than both. But you can see what I've done here. I put SU in this square to make a Ginsu knife, and 23 down is sure. So normally if you click this button, if you highlight a square and click this little button, it will let you type multiple characters into one cell. But The mechanics just aren't working for me today, or they haven't worked very well recently. All right, so let's continue with the puzzle. 32 across. Brand with a line of calmness, or maybe a vino. That's a skin lotion thing, isn't it? Do I ever, for 2 down, enthusiastic reply to want to. Are there? Book reviews, IRS audits. So what are we doing there? I don't know. 33 down, drooling pooch of the comics. Is that Odie from Garfield? 38 across, national economic statistic would be gross domestic product, GDP. 39 down, focus on of some psychotherapy for short, maybe PTSD would be a condition treated by psychotherapy. Audits, making do for barely managing. So AU goes in this square, but I'm going to leave it blank for the moment. 50 across, gives one's all, does something. All right, let's move over to this section. 27 across, features of jalapenos and pina coladas. Both of those feature that little mark above the N, which is known as a tilde or a tilde with an E. Sometimes I've seen it spelled both ways. 19 down, gospel jazz singer Reese is Della Reese. What was her big hit? Can't quite think of it. 8 across, bank robber's accessory, a mask. 8 down, dew, for example. Moisture. Maybe. Okay, and we're going to have another rebus in here somewhere. 9 down, a nemesis to Indiana Jones, probably an asp. Why did it have to be snakes, as Indy might say? 10 down, more dignified. Don't know. And 11 down, lead actress in the Twilight movies. In tabloids, that's Kristen Stewart. I would guess she may be known as K. Stu. Her first initial and the first part of her last name. 20 across, contents of a blog. A blog is made up of posts. 24 across, try to open as a gift. Rip at. I think that works. 29 across, Coach Lasso on TV. Ted Lasso. 12 across, The Wild Duck playwright. Is that Ibsen? I'm not confident about that. 12 down, more or less-ish. Ibsen looks more plausible. 13 down, game you like to get worse at the longer you play. Don't know. 14 down, band with the 1990 hit Closing Time. Closing time. It is time for closing, and we soon will be closing down. Obviously, don't know the lyrics to that one. 16 down, zip. No, but let's try Ibsen for the playwright of The Wild Duck. 21 across, handle. No. 25 across, Scoot-toon fighter of Skeletor. Skeletor was the villain in the He-Man cartoons. None for 16 down. Zip, a word for nothing, for zero. To handle something is to see to it. And 31 across, confirmation. For example, confirmation is as a religious ceremony would be a rite. Beer pong, beer, some kind of game played with drinking beer, and the beer pong would be an example of that. And you would get worse the longer you play as you get more and more intoxicated. I still don't know the band's name. 34 across, bunless cookout entrees, some kind of wraps. 40 across, spirit for a spritz. There's an apparel, spritz, and apparel would be one of the alcoholic spirits used in making it. 47 across, reason to take iron supplements. The lack of iron is anemia, I believe, so let's try that. 28 down, exodus is the leaving of a place. Departure would fit. Make believe, pretend, so let's try tildes with an E. And pretend for 20 down. Well, 27 across is tildes with an E. If we put a TU in this square, it could be lettuce wraps for the bunless cookout entrees. Tool for grooming, 35 down, is a comb. And statelier would be more dignified for 10 down. Okay, so there's going to be a TU in this square, but I'm going to leave it blank for the moment. 30 down, practice group. Doctors are a group of people who practice medicine. I'm not quite sure that's right. 36 down, what vinegar or lemon juice adds to a dressing? Both of those are acids. Salt, fat, acid, heat. Isn't that the four elements of cuisine or something like that? 41 across, moves one's butt over. Scoots? Or scooches. Let's try scoots. Doctors, I guess, are a group of people who practice medicine. 49 across, concave umbilicus. Umbilicus is your belly button. So a concave one would be an innie. Still don't know. 42 down, Lilliputian. From the book Gulliver's Travels. The people of Lilliput were smaller than normal. They were tiny, miniature. 43 down, company behind the Saturn and Dreamcast consoles. I'm just going to guess that's gaming consoles, so Sega. Texters by Sia. Semisonic, could be a band name, for 14 down. And Given Reluctantly is Begrudging. So far, all of these involve the letter U. We have an SU in this square. We have an AU here. We have a TU and an RU. So is this the Star Wars? SU, TU, AU, RU. Maybe there will be a W, AU, RU, SU. What does the U represent? Force. What was it? Force out? Force play? I forget what the title was. Gives one's all. Goes hard. For 50 across. 54 across. The Aztecs of the NCAA. Don't know where the Aztecs play. 54 down, blank card. Nope. 55 down, Kendrick Lamar title that completes the lyric, I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my, I don't know. 56 down, where to see contrails. The sky or the air. Contrails are those white trails left by an airplane, a jet airplane. Propeller planes leave contrails? I think they might. Squirts on a squid. An ink sac is where the ink squirts out of on a squid. 70 across. Sci-fi inspired greeting. That's a hint to each squares this puzzle. Okay, so it's May the 4th be with you. So the fourth letter of these themed clues has a U attached to it. So I opened the puzzle by saying May the 4th be with you. It is a common greeting on May 4th, because it sounds like the phrase from Star Wars, May the Force be with you. SIM card is a thing for 54 down. 55 down, inside my DNA. San Diego State University for 54 across might be a place where the Aztecs play. All these things are inside Kendrick Lamar's DNA, I guess. And the Masters host city for 45 down. That's Augusta, Georgia. So again, this is AU. I'm going to continue to leave these blank for the moment. Damning info for 57 across. Damaging info that is hurtful to you, could be dirt on you. Minty herb used in Japanese cuisine for 46 down. I don't know that. 51 down, boxer Beterbiev. Artur, maybe? 64 down, dune buggy, for example, in brief, maybe an all-terrain vehicle, ATV. 65 down, blank ridgeback, a dog breed originally from Zimbabwe, formerly known as Rhodesia, so maybe a Rhodesian ridgeback. I've heard of that breed of dog before. 63 across, the Royal House of Mary, Queen of Scots. I think she was the House of Stuart. So shiso sounds like a plausible name for a minty herb. What's 77 across? Au blank, les enfants, au revoir, les enfants is the title of a film I've heard of. Louis Malle, I think, is the director. So let's try Artur for the first name of the boxer Beterbiev. Not familiar with that person, but obviously they're well known enough to make it to the New York Times crossword puzzle, which I never will, so there we go. 66 down, classic sports car is a T-Bird. And she'll have fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes a T-Bird away. Beach Boys classic, 72 down, Blank Kane, longtime role on All My Children, Erica Kane, Susan Lucci's character. I know because she was famous for never winning an Emmy, or did she eventually win one? I don't know. I don't know if it's Erica with a K or a C, so I'll have to, maybe I'll just leave that blank and come back to it. 84, Across, possible cause of insomnia. I want to put drip in here, but I don't know how that would be a cause. Oh, a dripping faucet might keep you up and be a cause of insomnia. Okay, I think that works. 85 down, third degrees, PhDs. Could be a third academic degree that a person gets. 48 down, the Veep from 1969 to 1973, probably Spiro Agnew. 53 across, I think, begins with RU to make begrudging for 52 across. So country-like could be rural or rustic. 58 across, RNs, registered nurses, are some hospital workers. 67 across, many air travelers, techs for short, usually text your estimated time of arrival to the person who's picking you up. Rustic for 53 down, country-like. 68 down, hub code for Delta. Atlanta is a hub for Delta Airlines. 69 down, necessity for off-roading. Don't know. 73 down, Chairman Blank, an old NBA nickname. Yao Ming was a well-known basketball player. Chairman Yao would be. He was from China, so maybe that would fit. 74 down, the NBA's Thunder on scoreboards, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And just last week, I learned that the Seattle Supersonics are no longer an NBA team. I think there was an athletic connections puzzle where I didn't realize that Seattle Supersonics were no longer an NBA team, that they had moved to Oklahoma City and were now known as the Thunder. I had heard of the Oklahoma City Thunder, but I didn't know that they used to be in Seattle. 75 down, group code, so-called camp shows, USO. Maybe I think puts on camp shows for the troops at the military camp. The 86 across, the 2017 Pixar film inspired by El Dia de los Muertos. That's Coco, which I haven't quite seen yet, but I'll get around to it eventually. 78 across, apparel for wizards and thieves, cloaks. What do you need for off-roading? Shocks, shock absorbers. The vehicle would need heavy-duty shocks for off-roading. All right, 76 across, gives a hand, aids. Does that fit with 61 down? Tuna type is ahi. 62 down, handed over, seated. And 71 down, photogs setting. A photographer would set the f-stop on a camera. I think that fixes the aperture of the little thing that opens to take the picture. 82 across, and French language clue, saison avant l'automne. That is the season before autumn, which would be summer, or été in French. 79 across, bad spot for a tear in brief. I almost said tear and then thought, no, it's probably tear. An ACL, your anterior cruciate ligament, is a common injury, tearing your ACL, so let's try that. 79 down, money, money, money. That's ABBA. Songs just aren't clicking today. I guess it's been a while since I've recorded one of these videos. I do know that ABBA song, but I can't quite think of the melody or a line to get me started singing it. 80 down, attired, clad. Had the same problem with Della Reese's song, which I'm going to remember as soon as I stop recording. 87 across, companion who might take your breath away. I don't know. 94 across, ballet handrail. It's the bar where they do those exercises in the ballet studio. Term of address aboard the Death Star, Lord Vader, for 81 down, I think. 101 across, all mixed up, addled, as I kind of am, trying to remember a song that I can sing here. 89 down, Amanda of film. Amanda Peet is an actress that might fit there. What is a companion who might take your breath away? Some kind of, I don't know. Big name in organs, Wurlitzer. Okay, we do need a A W. Oh dear. Blow up doll. Might take your breath away, blowing up the doll in question. And then Wurlitzer is a big name in organs. The Wurlitzer, the mighty Wurlitzer. The organ played at a movie theater, a baseball game. So this is WU, so we still need an A, another R, and another S. 111 across, Little Feud. Let's try Spat. 118 across, Invasive Japanese Vine, Kudzu. Haven't read about kudzu in a while, but I remember reading about it in school as a very invasive plant. 111 down, Piece of Improv, a skit. And 112 down, Hue of a dry bloodstain. Puce is a color that might fit here. 124 across, Drinks that get slushy over time, ices. That kind of start out slushy. 128 across, alternative name for our planet, Terra, Latin word for earth or dirt. 119 down, Women's Soccer Powerhouse, USA, I guess. 107 across, famous Leonardo da Vinci drawing with 4 arms and 4 legs. I think we can all picture that. The guy standing in the middle with kind of the circle and the square. I don't know what the drawing is called. Is it Vital something? 102 down, Just What the Doctor Ordered. I don't know. 108 down, Screwdriver component is vodka and orange juice. Screwdriver cocktails. Let's try vodka there. 95 across, Grand Things. Grand pianos. Just thinking of something that would fit with a starting P. Bringing Forth for 83 down. Eliciting. Maybe. 90 down, Blank Croft, Tomb Raider. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Video game franchise. All right, 103 across. They contain brains. Crania might be a Latin plural for skulls. Your cranium. I think cranium might be the plural. 96 down, Baby monitors, nannies. People you might hire to keep an eye on your baby, to monitor the baby. 120 across, alphanumeric component is a digit. 125 across, places for some braces, maybe a knee brace. Maybe you would wear one after tearing your ACL. Who knew? G for 121 down and 129 across goes from 0 to 60. I think I've seen this clue before. Ages to go from age 0 to age 60. You are aging. And G for who knew? G. Witticism for 91 down. Another little French clue here. A bon mot, a good word in French, is an English expression for a witty remark. Camp inspection after lights out is bed check. So let's put in C for Erica Kane's first name. Bed check. PhDs looks right. 92 down. Wednesday Addams, werewolf roommate on TV's Wednesday. I haven't seen that. I don't remember it from the 60s version of the Addams Family sitcom. 105 across, sorority member, endearingly. Sis, I guess, a short way to say sister. Is it Eric, the werewolf? 93 down, roots across, low waters, causeways. So here's where AU is going to go in. And causeways are routes that are only available at low tide, I think. Over and over again, ad nauseum, to the point of nausea in Latin. 109 across, turns down, denies, Enid. I know that as a city in Oklahoma. It's also some kind of name from mythology. 110 down, zip, nil, might fit. 106 across, organization with a tip line. FBI probably has one of those. And then what is this? Vitavian man? Just what the doctor ordered. Contracted is got, I think. You got a disease, you contracted it. Is it AU or What's 104 down? Perturbation. 114 across, like organic food products for short, could be non-GMO without the use of genetically modified organism. Angst for perturbation, maybe? 115 down, cafeteria offering, a meal. 116 down, I've got this one. On me, maybe? 126 across, Senator Baldwin or Duckworth, I think, or Senator named Tammy with those last names. 123 down, sport that takes place in a dojo. I know dojo is a place where martial arts are practiced. Maybe dojo is a variant in some other, like Korean or something. What would be a sport? Sumo. Okay, SU goes in here. O goes there. Some summer babies. Leo is a zodiac sign in the summer. I've got this one on me. Then we put SU in here for sumo. And sensuality is for steaminess. 110 across. Let's try nil. Or 110 down is nil for zip. 106 across. Organization with a tip line. Turns down. Let's try denies. And I guess Enid is the name of the werewolf in Wednesday. 117 across, it droops, wilts. 127 across, prefix with lithic, Neolithic, I think, could be the new Stone Age. 131 across, Despicable Me character, voiced by Steve Carell, that's Gru. So TurboTax activity for 98 down is e-filing. 99 down, getaway driver is an abettor, one who abets a crime. Probably FBI for the tip line organization. 100 down, sediment and a letter from home is miss you. And let's see if we've got all of our rebus squares to fill in. The software will accept it if we put in only the beginning letter. So if I put an S here instead of an SU, it would take it. So sure, this is S. This is where T goes. Lettuce wraps and moisture. This is the A and U, IRS audits and Augusta. This is the R for the final R in the word star, begrudging. Now we need a WU here for blow up doll and Wurlitzer. Another A for ad nauseum. This will be R. And I've got something wrong here, don't I? Lord Vader. Oh, drug is what a doctor ordered. And Vitruvian man. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I'm going to have to trust to luck that this is an RU for Vitruvian man and drug. That does fit. And then we're going to have an SU in this square for sumo is the sport that takes place in a dojo, and sensuality, and S finishes the puzzle, I hope. There we go. Okay, that was difficult, and I did have quite a bit of trouble with the rebus controls, as it seems like it's getting worse. I've tried like minimizing the window that contains my face in case that is messing something up, but I'm just not quite sure what is going on. Maybe I need to update my browser software or something. But let's admire the puzzle. Okay, it did fill it in for us, so you can see how it is supposed to work for all of these. We have an SU in that square, SU in that square to make the downs and across work. And we used each of the letters of Star Wars, and we combine them with a U so that the fourth letter in each answer, each across answer, has a U with it. So the fourth is with the letter U. The fourth is with you. There we go. All right, that was fun, clever, kind of hard to do, kind of hard for me to execute. And I didn't get many songs out of it today for some reason, but that's the way it goes sometimes. In any case, please join me on my channel for more puzzles and games and more singing in the future. And I'll see you next time.